Oh, good. Oh man,
The mash.
slaps, man. When you get grabbed and you're getting slapped like that, don't feel good.
No. Like, in wrestling, you see him slap the chest over and over again.
Ooh.
Ooh, that.
Oh
What a weird option! Hit the skull bash
no.
and bring it down to a stock apiece. What a clever and weird way to get the stocks even.
Oh, the power up, the PM.
Taking advantage of Simple working a bit slower. It's mainly because you maybe can't access brain power that fast, and kind of like Spagooter can.
Oh, these grabs though, my boy Spagooter, what you doing? You big, you thick, you can't get grabbed by a little rat like that. Oh.
Oh, that's cheating. Come on. Hello everyone and welcome to the Baddy Cafe. This is Chai.
And I'm Albino Joe.
Alright, first and foremost, let's talk about some of the clips we saw earlier and when we prepared for you. Okay, everyone, get ready to add another to the Chai Can't Talk counter.
Chai.
Starting off hot. Alright,
You're starting
so
this beginning all spaghetti.
yep, get it out now. Anyway, so our showcase player today is M Simple. M Simple, a rookie, went 0-3 week 1, was double 3 stocked on stream by Pro Tip. And I can't think of a worse way to start a season, but coming back, being rooted against by your own fiance in the same room, and taking a game off Spagooter during that process, and then putting up a close game against what might be the favorite to win in the entire Group B against Blaze.
Yeah, I mean that first week was really rough to watch, but that whoever spent the channel points to make us root, like you specifically root against her, like that is some malicious shit.
I mean, it's also hilarious.
I mean, like to be fair, that situation asked for that kind of a thing. Like
definitely.
that's no exceptions. Anyone would put money to make that happen.
I would put money to make that happen.
But no, she stomped him. Like that was an impressive showing.
And that's the thing is, like, if you talk to a lot, like when we practiced, we're always practicing against D1 players, like in open arenas, because most of the D1 players are the ones looking for the games the most. She puts up a good fight every single time, taking people to last stock, winning games every now and again against these high level D1 players. So we'll see how she adapts. We'll see if she can start taking the beginning of the season going 0-3, and see if she can like squeak her way into Swiss.
Yeah, well, more people are going to get out of Swiss than be eliminated from the playoffs. What is it? 4 people are eliminated after Swiss. So as long as you're not in the bottom 4 of the whole entire league, you're likely to see some play in the playoffs, and I think she'll make the cut.
We'll see.
I mean, especially after we've seen like that Pikachu. Now she's starting to get the thunder shocks and all that other stuff going on. With the grabs afterwards and the proper moves, handling the up is. I think she's gonna make.
All right. Speaking of games being squeaked out, I want to get to one of our favorite segments. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now let's look at something good. So we happen to, at least for 1 week, avoid the 0-2 apocalypse. Joe, how many game 3s did we have last week?
Last week,
Or
at,
2 weeks ago. Excuse me. Week 1, how many?
The start of the Baddy League Season 4, we had only 3 sets that went to Game 3 out of the 20, almost 20 or over. I can't remember how many total games were played, but it was a small percentage, barely in the double digits in the first place. Ridiculous.
And how much did we have last week, week 2?
This past week, we pulled that amount. We had 10 games that went to Game 3, and that is what this league's all about. People adjusting, changing, adapting. Chai, I love it.
Yeah, and also holding up the stream. So thank you guys for kind of getting some 2 O's later in the stream, so we could actually finish on time. That's maybe the only bad thing about having those close games, is having those those exciting games, is Maybe we have to go to bed a little late, but that's okay for the spirit of the league.
No, it was good. I mean, like that's something. It's a good problem to have, in my opinion. As long as the stream occasionally runs late, that just happens, right? Sometimes it's because people aren't getting into the games in a proper time, or bans and picks take a little bit longer than they should. Okay, whatever. That's understandable in most cases. But the stream was starting to go late. We started right on time. The stream was going late because people were just going to game 3.
And I mean,
And that was a good thing.
yeah, also shout out to the stream production team for the oh so lovely notices of still running late, running more late. that was cute.
This
All right.
this Baddy League brought to you by Still Running Late.
Speaking of Baddy, I'm gonna put up a graphic real quick for those of you actually, those weirdos who actually watch the video of the podcast. I'm outing you out now. That's weird, but I want to put a graphic here. At the beginning of the season, I kind of did an internal player ranking, knowing that I'd be doing this show, because eventually we'd talk about who's doing well, who's not doing as well, so on and so forth. As you can see, as you go down, I was kind of really dumb and wrong about a lot of these, at least proven in week 2. According to what I have here, and this was just my humble opinion, we had 9 upsets last week. Not 1, not 3, not like 1 or 2 special ones. We had 9 upsets. Joe?
That's rough.
Yeah.
It's just rough. Like, again, a lot of people. This is reminding me of the season that Mad Cow broke out, where nobody knew that he was practicing. No one expected him to be good. It turned into a meme that he got lucky. That was like a big meme that he pushed and successfully branded. I know branding's a trigger word for some in this league.
Shoutouts to Wang.
But no, like you know, we're seeing a lot of that kind of a phenomenon happen with multiple people in the league right now, and it's just all over the place. I don't know who deserves the top anymore. I mean, we have some rookies that are coming in that might give Duds and KK a run for their money, but coming from the second division and everything like that, like there's talent in this league now. This league has definitely stepped up their game.
Yeah, D2, I wouldn't even call D2 a like some sort of stereotype or some sort of negative term, some sort of negative branding. D2 still has some killers that if I'm in Swiss, I don't want to get into. I don't want to face those people.
Yeah, D2 just means you have to work harder. That's all it is, really. I mean, and like Swiss, yeah, a lot of people are gonna make it out of Swiss.
Yeah. Speaking of upsets, we talked about the good. We talked about the bad for those favorites taking mad losses. But I want to play an audio clip real quick and talk a little bit about the ugly. So, the recording has been lost to time, but do note, before our matches, when we were talking in the Baddy pre-show week 2, both Albino Joe and I firmly believed we would shit stomp our opponents.
Out our send just like last game. All going for the super forward air off stage. Anyone's game.
Dangerously close to back throw descent.
Oh my goodness.
For Ness.
Underneath. Up air. Oh, and the 2-0.
What?
Who is this man?
Okay, man. DK, play DK, play Diddy Kong all season, whip out the Joker, and just fire. Wow.
I've
Good
never seen him play Joker. Never.
Less taunts. Not, oh.
That was almost the set right there. Oh.
Did he just do
He just
nothing?
stand there and forward smash in the opposite direction.
Oh, man. Wow. What is happening tonight with these, like, just reverse sweeps? Like, what's going on? Every game to game is a new adventure. It is completely different than week 1.
There's something in the air.
All right.
Yeah, that's rough.
Egg on our faces.
Oh my god, not I mean, those were my first games this past week. That's
Mhm.
not really a good debut for me. Um, but Chai also, I find it funny that our kind of our toss up segment was both of our matches, and we both lost.
Yeah. Shout outs to Underachiever, working in dark secret to pull out that Joker out of nowhere. Apparently doing a lot of work with Kaiser and actually dipping arenas or switching characters immediately if I popped in to keep it a complete secret. I was shell shocked. I did not know what to expect. I got tilted, and you know what? He earned that W.
And on my side, man, like Wang never. I mean, we weren't streamed. I kind of wish this match was streamed. Zed, I mean, also the Zed game was a really good stream. But Wang went into the Duck Discord and looked for unfavorable matchups for Duck Hunt until he found Cloud, and that Cloud just absolutely stomped my dog. And that just left me in the dust. Oh, oh.
But you know what? We're gonna get better. We're gonna get better.
Yeah, I mean, we have. I mean, Chai, if both of us go to Swiss, like, we're supposed to be the protagonists. We're the freaking storytellers of this whole entire thing. We're the authorities that look to.
You know, we'll get back to that. I'm gonna get back to you on that. We're gonna have that in a segment in just a little bit. But, you know, maybe I've been spending too much time distracted. Maybe there's a conspiracy out there as to why maybe I'm not doing that well. And why maybe others might be not popping off as much as they can be. Albino Joe, you have a little conspiracy about this. Some info you're hiding and you want to share with the people. Tell us more.
I mean, Chai, you got to look at the patterns, right? You see all these. If you can connect the dots in a proper way, you know exactly what's going on here. Pointless arguments exists for the sole purpose of making sure people like Candy, yourself, AJS Zero, Salvo, Kaiser, Underachiever don't play Smash. It's designed to keep them out of practice so they actually lose matches. Some of these, it's unfortunate. Underachiever, not working as much,
I mean, we'll have to see
but
with
it's working pretty well.
we'll have to see with Candy and Kaiser. They're the kings of pointless arguments. So when they face off, that's gonna be big. That's gonna see like who actually put in more time and who actually bothered to look up information on the EULA in a Smash Discord.
I mean, Chai, were you there when I posted the dude power ranking the 600, 700 plus Pokemon on a tier list?
Yeah,
It
that's
was like an hour and a half long. Yeah, I didn't watch that, Chai. I posted it there to waste other people's time. I hope it worked. It's not
Oof.
working so far.
Now. Okay, I'm gonna push. You know what? We might have to do if we don't want to go into Swiss, Joe. I think we have to push this conspiracy forward. I think we need to make this an open fact.
Yeah, we gotta bait people. Get them in there. Post your pointless arguments. Argue them. I'll be finding 3-hour YouTube videos that people need to watch instead of actually playing. It's a good thing.
Speaking of that's a good plan. But speaking of maybe getting tossed into Swiss, I'm going to introduce a remix on the toss up segment. I'm going to call it Spill the Tea. Albino. All right. Albino Joe. There were a bunch of different shakeups in Group 1, Division 1, Group B that put me, Underachiever, and Lars all within one game of each other to contest for that fourth spot to go into the playoffs. Do note, Mad Cow actually has a bad record right now in our division, but that's only because he played against the number 1 and number 2 players of our division. So I am more than likely to put money on him climbing up and getting that third spot based on his play from last season. But of those three, Albino Joe, who do you think is actually going to claim the 4th spot, and who are the other two you think are going to end up in Swiss?
This is a really rough decision. Group B has all sorts of weird stuff going on, and I feel like there's going to be some triangles. Kaiser and Candy, are both the undefeated ones in that group. And granted, Candy's one game behind on Kaiser's win streak, but Kaiser does have a couple of hard hitters to face still. Kaiser and Candy haven't played yet. Kaiser's got to play you still. Kaiser's got to play Lars still, and you and Lars are not anyone to scoff at. But yeah, that bothers me. That bottom half. Reaver, I don't think is going to make it. Reaver can have pocket picks. Reaver can deliver. I don't think he's going to deliver above yourself and Lars. That really leaves the two of you guys.
We've already faced two. I beat him in group week 1, but he's consistently, he beat underachiever who I could not beat, and that's why we're equal in games right now. So it really depends on how we fare off against the upper crust of this division. Against how are we gonna do against Mad Cow? How are we gonna do it against Kaiser? How are we gonna do against Candy? And that will be the deciding factor.
Yeah, man. You guys have the exact same matches the latter half of this bracket. You and Lars. Mad Cow, Candy, Kaiser. God, yeah. That's impossible to say. At this point, the only thing that I can really comment on is that you got the win over Lars. I think that puts you in the 4th spot. I have to cheer for my boy. I got to cheer for my boy, Chai. You got this.
Oh, of course, I'm going to cheer for me too, but it's definitely, I can easily see either me or Lars upsetting the top 3 in our group. It just matters who does it and when.
Yeah, it is so hard. I mean, the after the first week was like, oh my god, like people are definitively in the places that they're going to be when they get out of playoffs. After the last week, though, like things are shaking up. Like people that were thought to be kings or made of gold are not. People that were thought to be like shitty players are now proving to be the statues that we're going to immortalize for the season. Like again, Kaiser, someone that we didn't necessarily expect to be just stomping as definitively as he is doing so. But Mad Cow, who stomped, one of the previous seasons, he has a purely losing record. Anything can happen, Shai. I'm just gonna say it's you. I'm gonna say you're gonna get that 4th spot.
All right, I'm definitely not counting Lars out. I think I'm going to take it too, but I'll make sure to cut this piece of the clip out just in case 2 weeks down the line I'm in Swiss and we can put this in the ugly column for us once again.
Yes.
Speaking of upsets, though, I'm going to put in a different graphic, not the pre-season rankings I had for these players, but just their win and loss records right now in Group B, or excuse me, Division 2. Division 2 has been wild. If you look at the games, if you look at who's beat who, you were talking about our, a triangle near the top of Division 1 Group B. This is a decahedron of players in Division 2 that just do not want to be consistent. Like they'll lose to someone else who will lose to a worse player, but they'll beat the better player. I almost can't call them upsets. I'm going strictly by record right now, but I can't call them upsets. But what do you think of the ones listed on the screen here? Who do you think is going to be the most likely upset?
Oh man, you're asking me a hard one, man. It's very hard. It's very hard to make assumptions here because like Malitzor, he's in 3 of these matches. For some reason, he's considered kind of like the favorite to win. He's beat Salvo, Tuna Sub, lost to Blaze. God. Yeah, out of all those, I would say they're Valks or M Simples. M Simple over Mullets or Valk over Tuna Sub, I think, are the ones that are more likely to happen. Valk is a dice roll whenever he's playing, and M Simple showed up last week, even though she got stopped the previous week. So if the thing that affected her was nerves in the first place, then those nerves should be gone. Like, yeah, you'll get nervous when the match is getting close, or you'll get nervous when the match starts. But the stream nerves are gone. Yeah, I'd give it to one of those two matches.
I'm cheating a little bit because I'm really looking at a player instead of one of these matchups. I think the more likely one is Pro Tip over Tuna Sub, but it's a curious case with Pro Tip. He was in season 2. He played very well. He couldn't be in season 3 because he joined a French horn band, or a band where he needed to play French horn. He stomped week 1. He put people on work week 1 with that Zelda. But right now he's 2-3. He's got a losing record. So I'm curious. I think because Tunisov on the other hand is playing a lot better than we've ever seen him in any season. He's 3-2 right now. Pro Tip 2-3. I do think Pro Tip will take this though. I think Tunisub, he's really improved. I don't know how much he's improved in matchups, but in just general execution with that wolf, he's gotten a lot better. But I think if I have to pick one, I'm taking Pro Tip over Tunisub.
I don't know, man. That's one I'll disagree with. Tuna Sub has actually improved a lot in skill over time, especially since last season. And that wolf is actually something to be afraid of. And pro tip, like the victories that he has, he did beat Valk 2-0, and he did beat
M Simple 2-0.
M Simple. So he's got those 2 wins under his belt, but the people that he lost against, I mean, Disenchanted. Yeah, Disenchanted's probably the favorite in the group right now. Thrifty is really good. He did take him to game 3. Huckletune, very patient player. He's like a play style gateway player. Like if you can handle a patient player, you should be able to handle Huckletune in most scenarios. Yeah. I mean, I see where it could be true. Yeah. I'm just, you know what? Screw it. I'm going all in. I'm gonna say I'm simple over Mullitsor. That's gonna be the upset.
All right, we'll have to see this upcoming week. And who knows? Some of these characters, some of these players throughout both Division 1, Division 2, they play a lot of. There's a lot of low tier mains in this league. So we'll see if any of them get buffed too. That might, although it won't change the skill of the player, it might make their character a little bit better in their upcoming matchups.
Yeah.
All right. Soon we will have our interview with Blaze. We're going to be bringing on the hot rookie with the hot Incineroar, tied for number 1 in his division for Division 2. But before that, I would like to thank our sponsor for this episode, the Chai Academy. Are you a player who wants to get good at matchups? Are you a player who also wants to disappoint in group stage but still look good at the same time? Let me tell you, I know how to play nominally almost every character. And I know how to play them well enough that you kind of learn, but bad enough that I'm not good at this game. Do you want to be in the middle of the pack? I'm already there, and I'll teach you how to get there. Feel free to hit me up on Discord, and I'll help you with any matchup you'll want for the price of $0. All you have to go to do is just visit our affiliate link of www.chaiacademy.org/disappointment and come get some education from your man himself.
Chai. I got a server 5 HTTP error 503 service temporarily unavailable for chaiacademy.org.
I'll work on that. Otherwise, hit me up on Discord. Welcome to the interview section of the Baddy Cafe. We are here with the hot blazing rookie, tied at the first of Group B, Blaze.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Heck yeah, man. Excited to have you. I don't really talk to rookies too often. At least this season I've been pretty bad at it. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I want to dive right in. Who brought you into the Baddy League? Who do you know that told you about it?
The person who reached out to me was Head Reaver, or I guess better known as Underachiever, or whatever he goes by these days.
The Yif boy.
Yeah, the Yif
Yikes.
boy. I guess to give the long version, I play Overwatch with one of his day one childhood homies, and I guess I've been playing Overwatch with her maybe 2-3 years, and then she got her Switch for Animal Crossing. She got Smash as well, and she said, "Oh yeah, me and my childhood friend are play some Smash," and then played with him, and we were just using just goof around characters, just because she wasn't at our level. And then when she did finally leave, I got to play Reaver seriously, and it was just frustrating going against. I guess he had Donkey Kong at the time, and it didn't matter which character I picked. He always had 2 stocks or 1 stock left. But end of the day, he was like, "Yeah, you're pretty good. We've got a server with me and some bros, and I think you'd be a good part of it. I think you'd be a good addition." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I think he let lie for a while. I think he had to move, or he had some real life stuff going on. But I think either he brought it up again or I brought it up again. He was like, yeah, we're about to start the season, so go ahead and register and fill out all this paperwork. I was like, paperwork? What? But it was real chill. So, but yeah, and then I got into the server, and here I am.
Hey, follow-up question to that. So you play Overwatch. Have you heard of the Baddy Overwatch League? Kind of like another sponsored thing that we do.
I've heard you guys talk about it once or twice. I think I overlooked what platform you guys play on, because I'm on PlayStation 4. I don't know if you guys are PC people or
PC 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I got some PC homies for server, but
Okay.
it's a fun game regardless of what platform you're on.
All right. So we know that you Reaver introduced you. He's one of our East Coast boys, and when I asked you about the time for this interview, you also talked about the East Coast, and you also were talking about earlier that you went to an online local, because rest in peace, actual locals.
They will be missed.
What's your scene, Blaze? Where do you play out of?
So I am in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area,
MDVA.
Primarily called the DMV or MDVA, depending on which region you're from. So I started going to Xanadu, I'm gonna say early 2019, when Ultimate dropped. So if Ultimate dropped late 2018, December 2018, I started going the following January or February. That was my first competitive game. And fell in love with the scene. And I just branched out from Xanadu to the Grind, which I think is in Northern Virginia, and just kind of following word of mouth, just going place to place. And, oh yeah, I heard there's another place where some people go in this shopping mall, and you talk to Ricky, and then he goes downstairs and lets you in. So
some backroom deals for some backroom smash.
Yeah.
Also, shout outs to Parappa. I don't think you know him, Albino Joe, but he's actually state ranked in both, I believe, the Virginia or Maryland, one of the two, and Wisconsin. So shout outs to
Wow. Yeah, I have
Parappa.
heard of Parappa. I've seen him play before, but I don't think he's aware of me at any chance. But I've seen his VODs, and I've seen him play before, and I've seen him at the local.
Yeah.
Seems like a cool kid.
Yeah, man. I mean, when you play those people with big names that are state ranked and you just get absolutely bodied, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm speaking on my behalf. I don't expect Yeti to ever remember who I am at all.
Right.
Even though I've been in a couple of the same tournaments. But yeah, moving on. Your experience as a community member in the Baddy Smash community, what's that like for you?
Yeah, definitely still getting my feet wet. Just kind of, I think my goal for this season is just to, make a good impression, try not to say anything too crazy or get on anyone's real bad side. I think beef is always fun, but I think I would wanna make more positive connection. Not saying that I don't, but I'm hoping to make a good impression here in the Baddy community. It seems like you guys have a lot to offer and a lot for me to learn. So I definitely want to take advantage and absorb as much as possible.
Hell yeah. Do note though, I want you to know this. Beef is baddie culture. It's more than just me and Head Reaver.
For
It's
sure.
been
For sure.
historic.
Oh man, like that's the thing about this community. We I think AJS brought this up at length actually in Pointless Arguments, but for anyone who missed it, Batty as it kind of you know, what's the word I'm looking for, brand, has been around for a very, very long time, and some of our communities essentially start kind of getting too big and then start down with issues amongst players. League of Legends being the prime example of that. But I think League of Legends also just brings in a different caliber of person. But when it comes to the fighting game community, or specifically Smash, which is kind of like the black sheep of the fighting game community,
Right.
we, I feel like any sort of arguments, sort of, beef, for lack of a better way of putting it, between players is just surface level, superficial fun.
For sure.
Um,
For sure.
I'm looking to start
You guys
with
definitely
Jack.
you gave the impression that you've known each other for so long that it's like, what could you possibly say that would like completely end this friendship? It's just like, no, I know he's joking at the end of the day, but I am gonna argue with him and I'm not gonna let him just run his mouth off.
Yeah. Don't let that newness alienate you too much though, because you're talking about maybe, we'll make a good, contribution. I love it. I dig it. KK, he was his first season was last year. Me and Head Reaver, our first seasons were 2 years ago. So
Gotcha,
as soon as you feel
okay.
comfortable, hit that stride. Speaking of comfortable,
For sure.
I see that you're very, very comfortable with Incineroar. You're one of the part of the heavy gang here in Baddy Smash. Historically, the best players have been heavy players. But why Incineroar?
I have always been attracted to the new characters in Smash. Since I guess technically no one's new until Melee because 64 had the original 12, but the new characters have always been the shiny new toy of Smash. So um, when I first played Incineroar, he just looks fun and he feels fun. So it's just like you got all these flashy moves, and if you just play smart and you don't try not to spam too much, you get a lot of reward out of Incineroar. Not exactly input heavy. Your actions per minute doesn't have to be crazy high, but I do want to learn those characters. So yeah, I think I gravitated towards Incineroar because like you can get a lot of reward from what he has, and you're really just hoping for you're kind of hoping for the best when you get knocked off stage, but there's tricks and tips to come back in some scenarios. So I guess that's why.
Yeah. So that's definitely the stake. As a Cloud main, I understand the feel of please God, let me recover, please, please, please.
Yeah.
When you're talking about other characters, you think about maybe playing. A lot of us always have like that pocket character, in their wings. I've been known to play at least. I think I'm at my 13th different character on stream. Albino Joe's got the hidden dog, the hidden duck hunt. You got anything? You don't have to say it if you don't want to. You got any works under the hood there, Blaze?
Any secrets? Any secrets in my pocket? Let's see. I've been trying. I also have a hard time sticking to one character just because you have 80. So why just focus on one? Yeah, I've been practicing some Roy. Roy's a lot of fun. You just get to kind of swing around wildly with very little punishment sometimes. Um, I think up until I started playing competitively, I was very confident original 12 roster. If I pick any of the original 12 players, I'm confident that I could win any matchup. But as soon as I went to Xanadu, and as soon as I start playing people that play competitively, they let me know very quickly that is not the case. You can't just pick Mario and cape someone off. They will see that coming a mile away. So eventually I will go back to mastering the original 12 or getting a better handle of the original 12. But stick with Incineroar for now. Play a little plant. Yeah, those are the main focuses right now. Oh, and Min Min, of course. You gotta learn Min Min.
Yeah.
Oh,
Speaking
man.
of shiny new toy, hey, Joe, I gotta ask you. First
Yeah.
tournament, how'd you do?
My first tournament. Wait, what do you
Like
mean?
your first in real life tournament, or like where you actually went somewhere, or like an online tournament. How'd you do?
Oh, gee. Oh, man. I'm trying to remember. Like, are we doing Ultimate specifically or just a Smash
First
game?
Smash, any game, Smash game.
Oh, man. Well, okay. If it was a Smash game, actually, the first legit tournament I went to was at our high school, and if I remember right, I think Duds was the guy who knocked me out of it. It was Duds or another guy, who no one here knows. But yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch. I mean, essentially, it was just a lot of the people that are in this league already with a few extras, and yeah, it was really fun, man.
I went to a local in the Fox Cities, and I got, I had kind of the same vibe that Blaze had. He's like, yo, I'm going to play this character. It's Smash 4. I'm bringing out your boy Robin. I'm going to play, do some hype stuff. And I got booty blasted and went 0-2. Drowned immediately.
Oh man, I mean, the first major I went to was Smash and Splash, and I got dumpstered by what Tweak was in my groups, and then there was another guy who
Oh,
was
you
like
gotta love
supposedly
it.
the best guy in North Dakota or something, and he dumped me. But that was before I actually knew what stage selection was like, because I picked Unova while I was playing Palutena like a freaking idiot. So, yeah,
Chance,
rough.
the buzz was in my pool in Glitch 7, and I took a stock, and I will take that with me to the grave. No one can take that away from me.
The god.
Oh, man, that's gotta feel good.
Yeah, Cloud9, baby.
Chai, I'll let you take this next question. I could tell you wrote it, and I could tell you have more of an idea of what you're asking here.
All right.
Regards to the stage list being controversial.
Yeah, it is a little bit. There's two sects of people for the stage list, and I'm sure you've had some thoughts too, Blaze, when you saw what stages were legal, which ones were not. Mainly the ones that are legal, because it's a bit lengthier than most tournaments you've probably been to for in-person events. From the stages that you're not used to, stages like WarioWare, stages like Mementos. What are some of your what favorites and some of your least favorites amongst the expanded stage list?
All right, let me just pull it up. Give me 1 second. All right, I've seen some of these are not red flags for me personally. Yeah, being a heavy player, I don't mind WarioWare. That's where I got my first 2-0 here in the Baddy League, so I don't mind WarioWare at all. In MDVA, I think we started out, the stage list was starters, Battlefield, PS2, FD, maybe two more, and then the counter picks were Kalos, Yoshi's Island Story, Lilat, Town and City, Smashville, Unova. Yeah, that sounds right. So a lot of these are very familiar. The Mementos and Yggdrasil, I saw that. It was like a breath of fresh air. I was like, finally, the same stages. There's some difference. Finally, some variety. Just from playing casual for so long, you play on, the melee days, casual melee days, you play on Corneria, and you play on, well, it's mostly Corneria and FD. That was my history growing up. And now, after 100, 200 hours in, I really look forward to someone picking a DLC stage or picking hey, let's go to Delfino and just mess around. It's just interesting. It's just much more interesting than going to PS2 for 700 hours straight. And you can learn a lot. Yes, you learn a lot labbing your combos in the training area from playing on PS2, Battlefield, and FD. I completely understand that, but that's not for everyone. I don't think everyone can do that for extended periods of time. So I stand firmly behind promoting new stages to the Baddy stage list. Does it ever change? Do you guys ever change it, or is this etched in stone?
We have added mementos after.
Oh
I
well,
think in season 2
clearly
we
the
added that
DLC.
one. Yeah. Yep. The core stages we don't, at least we haven't messed with. I actually want to say season 1, and I'm probably wrong. AJS will rip me up later when he hears this, I'm sure. But Castle Siege, I think, was in season 1, and then Castle Siege was substituted for WarioWare after that.
Oh, it was in season 2 though,
Gotcha.
because that's the stage that AGS made you a ton of money by beating duds.
Chai, I blacked that out of my memory. Why are you bringing this shit up again? I can't do this. I can't do the rest of this interview, Chai.
I'm sorry, I don't remember if you won or lost money on that.
Ah! Definitely lost money.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, yeah, that was season 2, I guess. But yeah, WarioWare was a change that we added, but I think that's the only notable change we've done out of the stage list since, other than the DLC.
Yeah, if you drift from Discord to Discord, you'll hear a lot of GoFundMe's about make Univa legal and crazy things like that. Or not Univa. What's that stage? The Wii Fit, where you go around the Wii Fit place.
Woohoo Island.
Woohoo Island, yeah, make Woohoo Island legal.
That's actually one of the biggest
Smash wherever
stages.
Depends on where you go. Depending on where you go, that's where you'll hear a lot of different crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, hey, also keep in mind, I'm sure this is also in other tournaments, but gentlemen's agreements are not necessarily rare within this league too. So if you and some other guy both agree on doing Nintendogs or something like that, granted there's no stage hazards, I don't think, but yeah, anything's fair game if you can get the other person to actually agree.
Cool. Gentleman's agreement, hand and bow. Here we come. No, I'm not a serial killer.
I mean, we had Great Cave Offensive at one of our LAN events, so anything's possible.
Yes, we did. Hey, moving on though, I'm looking at some of the games that you played so far, and the competitors that you have seen, Spagooter, Malitzo, or M Simple, Disenchanted. I think those are the only games you played so far. Out of the 4 games that you've played in the Baddy League already, which would you say had the most hype moment?
The most hype moment.
Like either a good set or you did something.
The easy answer is my very first match, which was also my very first stream match against Malitzer in Cinnamon Ganon matchup. I felt confident going in because I've played Ganons. I've got extended hours of playing Ganon against Ganons. And just sort of like knowing their habits and stuff. And then when he picked WarioWare, and I'm just like, okay, I've seen WarioWare. I know where this is going. And I think it did come down to last stock scenario, and I was just like, oh god, like here we go. Like who's gonna get the lucky smash attack? But pulling it out definitely felt great. Yeah, but I'll say that's most impactful.
All right.
Nice.
You said that was pretty impactful because it was your first match on stream, and something that's very common amongst rookies. I know I had this as a rookie as well. It's that pressure or stream anxiety. How do you feel when you're on stream? Do you kind of get a little bit of stream nerves, or are you kind of cool as a cucumber?
No, I'm staring death in the face if I know I'm on stream. A lot of nerves, heart about to burst. I think going forward, the only way I can sort of maintain a more level head is just repetition. Like I can't really think of another way to get around it. Just like keep playing on stream. You're gonna get bodied. It's a numbers game. So you're gonna run into somebody that's gonna body you. You might even get 3 stocked, worst case scenario. But all you can do is learn from it. All you can do is, okay, what about this matchup do I need to improve at? What are the mistakes that I can decrease? That's the only way that's the only way I see of getting over it.
Solid. Well, Blaze, one last question for you, and it's kind of an highly opinionated question. Did you watch the Min Min Spotlight?
I did watch the Midman Spotlight. Yes, she should be coming out any hour by now.
What well, when this airs, she'll be out for a little bit longer. What is your what do you think of Min Min?
First impressions. I mean, I think she's going to be fun. I do this with every new character where I'm just kind of like the kid who woke up Christmas morning, just like, it's here, it's here, it's coming, it's coming. And I just hope, I think every character so far has met my Christmas morning expectation. This time, however, the way Sakurai demoed her, just smashing F smash, I was just kind of like, is this a 20-hour plus character? Am I really going to be interested for that long? But she's got a lot of stuff, so we'll see. We'll see when I start switching the arms around and trying to find some tools for up close and personal fights. We'll see. As of right now, I'm excited to play her. High tier or low tier. She looks like fun. I am thinking mid low tier in that area. But she looks like fun, so we'll see.
At the end of the day, it's all that matters. Well, hey.
Yeah.
Blaze, we talked about this before we started recording, but now we've asked you all the questions we had for you. But now's your time. If you have anything you want to say to the league, anyone you want to shout out, anything you want us to know about the Incineroar legend in this league,
Ooh.
What do you want to say? What do you got for the crowd?
What do I tell y'all about the Incineroar? I don't know. Just expect great things. You know, he's not done yet. That loss against Disenchanted weighs heavily on me, so I'll be looking forward to that run back. I do want to say honorable mention, most impactful match to M Simple, just because it was a lot of fun playing our Pikachu, and you know we just kind of hit it off after that, where we were both just really cool. You know, no one was really salty at the end of the match. So I hope we have time to play more, and yeah, that's it. I look forward to the rest of my matches against D2 and D1.
All right. Well, hey.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the interview. Albino Joe, you got any last closing words?
No, I don't. I mean, Blaze, you're topping out Division 2. I'm very much expecting you to make it out of Swiss and see us somewhere in the playoffs. I'm sure you're a player to be reckoned with. Looking at your play style, especially in Incineroar, who definitely plays kind of like a heavy and just can kill with dash attacks and stuff like that. So it's exciting.
For sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course.
Well, hey, that'll conclude today's this week's episode of Baddy Smash. Baddy Smash, Baddy Cafe. Add another ticker to the amount of times I forget how to speak. But yeah. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Baddy Cafe.
The intro and outro music was produced by Headraver, and this is a Baddy Smash production.